Caledon 400 is proudly brought to you by Leaf.
Sunrise over De Wetsdorp in the Eastern Free State, headquarters for the 6th and penultimate round of the South African National Off-Road Championship for 1999. Some changes had been brought into this traditional grueling race since last year, with the hub of activity moved from Wepener and the introduction of a 70-kilometer time trial on the Friday to determine the starting order for the race proper on the Saturday. First away, leaders in the special vehicle category, father and son combination of Frans Chepek Sr. and Jr., 35 seconds ahead of Greg Harvey and Boy Stone. Robert Walk in his single-seater race car was followed by the first production vehicle, Parry Dakar heroes Neil Woolridge and Paul Vermaak in their Mitsubishi Pajero. Tom Smith, currently leading Class B in another single-seater, the 1600cc Volkswagen-powered Mighty Mag, was fifth on the road, ahead of Manfred Schroeder in a similar machine. The second production vehicle, seventh on the road, was the turbocharged Toyota Hilux of Gerard and Vic Kampfer, followed by Lawrence and Gerard Duplessis in their Chenoweth. Reigning production car champions Api Reineke and Robin Houghton were next up in their Toyota Land Cruiser, followed a little while later by Class E leaders Andrew and Chris Birkin in another Toyota Hilux. Ahead of the competitors was a grueling 210-kilometer loop which they had to complete twice as Cassie Coetzee and Pete Swanepoel in their Hilux tackled the route ahead of Cliff Barker and Malcolm Hubert in their Land Rover. The Eastern Free State is known for its natural splendor and beautiful scenery, but for the competitors on the Caledon 400, this would take a back seat as they began to negotiate the difficult and dusty conditions which were only a forerunner of things to come. This is just outside De Wetsdorp, but before the start of the race, we spoke to the Chepeks about their strategy.
Well, second last leg of the championship. Looks like it's getting to the end of the year. It's a fantastic place. The weather's fantastic. Everything seems great. We had a great time trial. We're starting off first today. Other guys are at our heels, but we feel very confident, and the car seems fine. Everything seems under control. And well, we've won the Class A Unlimited Championship already. So now we're looking for the overall, which we are leading, but we'll see what happens today. Conditions here, nice preparation for the roof. It's nice and rocky, gets a bit rough, although yesterday's time trial was quite fast and smooth. We hope it gets a bit rough out on the main route today.
And now last year's class champions in the special vehicle category, Greg Harvey and Boy Stone.
The time trial, we try to go as hard as we can, but at the same time trying to conserve that we didn't have a puncher, knowing that we wanted to actually get ahead of the Chepeks, but now we're just behind them, so now we'll chase them.
Now the course is new, having moved from Wepener up to De Wetsdorp, but it's always very well marked. These guys do a great job here, so it shouldn't be a problem, following the terrain and getting through.
Where did this happen?
Early problems for Neil Woolridge and Paul Vermaak in their Reparol Gel Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution, picking up a puncture almost right after the start, which would cause them to lose a lot of time as first Tom Smith and then Manfred Schroeder go past. Api Reineke and Robin Houghton were positive about the race.
Baie positief. Ek hoop ons het klaar ons steespoed gister gehad. Ons het in die stof oor 'n ekpaal gegaan en die linker voorveer gebreek. Gelukkig kon ons tot die einde met hom so ry. Ons het 'n bietjie tyd verloor, maar nogtans is tevrede om 9de weg te spring vanoggend. So en ek dink ons sal dit baie kalm vat vandag. Die roete is baie rof. Jy kan geen kanse waag nie. Ons het dit gister gesien, die een kans wat ons verwag het ons baie teespoed gehad. So ons sal dit baie kalm vat en ons probeer om net goed klaar te maak om ons kampioenskap voorsprong te behou.
Yesterday, for a change, we didn't have an impound, so we could work through on the car for quite a long time, so we had a chance to go through it properly and make sure everything's 100%, so we hope it holds together today.
Some 10 kilometers into the route now, and still first on the road, the Chepeks in the Epson V Motors race car with its 2.7-litre Porsche engine, going strong at this point and maintaining their lead. It was a big advantage to be at the front of the pack, as dust is a real problem for those behind at this time of the year. Greg Harvey and Boy Stone in their Castrol-backed Jimco, powered by a Lexus V8 engine, were still in second position overall, trying to reel in the Chepex and stretching the gap to Rob Walk in his Super Pave Rover V8-powered race car. Tom Smith in his Pomona Porsche-backed Mighty Mag with its little Volkswagen engine still fourth on the road, as Gerard and Vic Kampfer in their Quadri-Sure Toyota Hilux 4x4, leaders in the production vehicle category, also put the hammer down. Arpie Reinecke and Robin Houghton in the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser had moved up to 8th overall already and second in the production category. Welbedacht Dam almost halfway through the first loop, with Brandon Harkes in his single-seater race car, who had moved up a position or two since starting 11th overall because of various problems for those ahead of him. Piet Haasbroek and Christa Bosch in their Toyota Land Cruiser had also benefited from this, while Neil Woolridge and Paul Vermaak were trying to make up time lost due to their early puncture. Cliff Weichelt and Johan Smelberger in another Toyota Land Cruiser were running midfield in the production vehicle category, as did Class E leaders Jean-Pierre Joubert and Errol Hodgson in their 2.8-litre Toyota Hilux. Noel and Haley Quinn in their Pajero were close behind and eating a lot of dust. Then trouble for Cliff Barker and Malcolm Joubert.
Yeah, we have it. We actually tore the engine mountings out, tore ripped right out of the chassis. We were going to retire until this farm offered to help us out. So we've got the welder. We're going to get the chassis put back in. Cliff's busy doing it right now, and we'll see. We'll get back on the road and see if we can get running.
Getting towards the end of the first loop now, and things have changed at the front of the field, with Harvey and Stone taking over the lead from the Chepex. Lawrence and Gerard du Plessis had moved into second place ahead of Manfred Schroeder in his Mighty Mag. Gerard and Vic Kampfer had moved up to fourth in their four-wheel drive Hilux, with Franz Chepex Senior and Junior dropping down the order because of a number of problems. Arpie Reinecke and Robin Houghton had had a trouble-free run up into fifth now and leading the production class. Into the pits at the end of the first loop, and it was Harvey and Stone who brought their Castrol-backed Jimco in first.